What's up? It's your main man, Relly Rellz, and we are back with another review. You know I come out here and do the legwork, so you don't have to. We out here at Wolfchase Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bartlett, Tennessee with my main man, Ben.
What up, y'all? What up? What up?
We about to go over this 2019 Charger RT Scatpack. And man, I know this color is popping through the screen right now. So you guys, we're about to get into this coming right up right now. All right, guys, so we are inside of this 2019 Dodge Charger RT Scatpack, and my man Ben is about to take us through everything going on in the cluster area, you know, the steering wheel area and all that stuff like that. So, as always, and as usual, take it away, Ben.
Absolutely. So, all right, right off the bat, guys, you got your automatic windows on both sides, which we all know is pretty standard. Most vehicles nowadays have it. You got electronic mirrors right here, so you can adjust it to how you like. This specific one does have an Alpine sound system right here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it is right here. It lets you know that you do have the really good stereo. And yours, I believe, Daytona.
I got the Alpine and the Daytona as well. Great system.
It's good. You know what I'm saying? You got your, windshield wipers right here and all that. You got your paddle shifter, so if you want to have some manual fun. The reason I like the paddle shifters is if I'm in a shopping plaza or whatever, and I want to leave it in first gear, but kind of push the RPMs a little bit. What that does is, if you have especially with the 19s too, the exhaust can really be heard. Especially if you leave it in first gear. Of course, you got your cluster right here. You got your miles per hour, vehicle info in terms of tire pressure, oil temperature, the different kind of temperatures and all that. You can see that. Battery voltage. Right here, there's a performance. So this vehicle does come with a launch control option. If you buy a regular RT, you don't have this option depending on the package, but you do have this ability right here to be able to see what time you get in terms of 0 to 60. Yeah, exactly. So when it'll say while you're driving, it'll say ready or not ready, and then that's how you know we're ready. And then if you leave it on the screen, you'll see it moving and all that. So that's a good way to keep track, and it shows you your last and your best. Gotcha. Yeah, I went through that. I was looking through that stuff on mine as well. I haven't tried the launch control out yet, so it's coming real soon. I know I had to make it past the 500 miles. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to pass it, before it was available though. Of course, you got your average miles per gallon. This one's 16.5 right now. Now, guys, me and him were just talking about it. I wasn't sure if the Scatpacks did it, but the RTs do as well. If you buy a Scatpack and you're on the highway or even in the city, and you're doing kind of the cruise control and you're driving, steady, and you're hitting over the 30 mile per hour, the vehicle drops to a 4-cylinder.
Exactly.
So I don't think I understand how important that is for a car like this, to where gas mileage is not on top of your mind, but the fact that they made it to where it drops to a 4-cylinder, you can kind of rest assured when you're driving on the highway, you're not going to burn through gas. Like he just said, if he's driving normal, a full tank of gas lasts him a week. Exactly. That's a long time. You keep your foot out of it, you know what I mean? And I can set my cruise on 70 and I can average 24 miles to the gallon. You know what I mean? So guys, when I've got the Daytona edition, but I've got the exact same engine. It's a 6.4 liter V8, the 392 engine, you know what I mean? So it's possible. Don't let nobody tell you, oh man, it's gonna burn through gas. No, any car that you get, if you put your foot into it all the time, you're gonna burn through gas regardless, you know what I'm saying? Trip info, audio, you can see what you're listening to in terms of Bluetooth, USB, whatever the case may be. Messages for Bluetooth, you can set up the screen to how you want it to be set up, what's on the top left and the top right and in the center, however you want to do it. Speed warning, so you set the speed, so you go here and it's let me know whenever I reach over this specific miles per hour or something like that. Now that's pretty cool right there. A feature to where you can set a speed warning to if you're going in excess of whatever miles per hour, the car will let you know. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, and you know what, I think my number one, I want to say my nemesis on the road is new pavement, because it's so smooth that you really don't realize how fast you're going. If you're on a bumpy road, you're gonna know. Absolutely. But when they put that fresh new pavement down, man, I'll be running 90 and have no idea. Exactly. So I just found this out. He already knew this, but I didn't know this. Is that you can run a diagnostic code on your vehicle by just going right here, number 10, and hitting OK, and they'll run a scan to let you know if there's anything that needs to be checked out with your vehicle in terms of any coding that might be wrong. Exactly.
absolutely. And if you do have an opportunity, there are certain sites where you can get the code information. So that way you don't have to always just run up to the dealer, You can scan it for codes, it'll kick back a code, and you can go in there, you can actually check it out.
Absolutely. On the steering wheel, you got your regular Bluetooth controls, cruise control. Now, I wish y'all can feel the steering wheel. The reason I love the Daytonas and the RTs and just the Chargers in general and the Challengers as well is how nice and sporty they make the steering wheel. Like when you grab it, it's a nice feel. Like it makes you feel like you're really driving a sports car, just how perforated and how nice it feels. And I'm sure you know about that as well.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure the first couple times you drove it, you just kind of like admiring the way the steering wheel feels.
Loved it, man. Love it. Still love it to this day, bro.
Can't go wrong with it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we just went over everything on the steering wheel and the cluster and all that. Now we're about to attack this 8.4-inch Uconnect screen. Take it away, Ben.
All right, so right off the bat, you got your Sirius XM, AM, FM, as we all know. So this is an 8.4 screen. It's got Uconnect. So if y'all got iPhones, you got Apple CarPlay. If you have Androids, I need you to get rid of that Android and go to iPhones. I'm just playing. But no, but you do got Android Auto in these vehicles nowadays. Back in the day, you should be strictly Apple CarPlay, but you do have the availability now for Android Auto. So but on Android, I do believe you got to download the app, Android Auto app.
Yeah.
You plug it in, you can use it. You can use your navigation. You can use all that. So this specific package for the RT Scatpack does not come with the nav standard, but you can get the nav through your phone or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and that's what, my thing is, I use my Apple CarPlay all the time, and my navigation apps are in there, and a lot of times when I'm looking for places to go, I'm Googling on my phone anyway, so then I just hit directions, and it automatically throws it up there.
So you got your climate control right here, you got dual climate, of course, if you're driving a $41,000 car, I better have some dual climate control on. You got your apps right here. So right off the bat, you can see all the different types of things you got going on. Projection manager, the driver heat, the passenger heat, your performance pages, which we'll go into depth and more in the SRT modes and the performance pages in a little bit. We'll save that for a little bit later. You got your Wi-Fi hotspot, the vehicle user guide. If you ever want to know something about the vehicle and you don't want to have to go looking through it through the manual, the best way to find out about something is go here, and then when you click it, you can type in what you're looking for in terms of specifically, like, if I want to look up something about the controls for this, controls for the steering wheel over there. See, look, you can see everything right here that you need to see.
Like,
you literally search, explore, I mean, everything.
Oh man, that's dope. You know what? I haven't done that in my car yet, so I got to go and check that out in my car.
You can check out a bunch of different things.
Man, that's crazy.
See, look, and you can just click it, and it tells you, and it takes you straight there too.
Oh, that's bananas.
And tell you what these does.
Yeah, I definitely got to try that on my car, man. And what I noticed too, like people, when you need to replace certain bulbs in your car, whether it be the ones that are like up there, the dome lights and the trunk lights and stuff like that, you can actually go into the maintenance section of that, and you can go to the bulb section and it'll tell you what type of bulbs you need to get out of the actual store. So that's pretty cool.
Learn something new every day.
Absolutely, man. Each one teach one.
Exactly. You got your heated steering wheel, of course. You got your automatic mirror dimmer. So for those lifted truck, because let me tell y'all, those lifted trucks, if they have LEDs on, it's the worst thing in the world, especially for a low car. So I mean, the mirrors will literally automatically dim, and it'll make it a lot harder for the high beams to hurt you. You don't have to worry about pushing, because my car, for example, I have a 15 Ultima. I have to push my thing down, but with this one, it automatically dim it.
That's what I had to do to my previous car as well, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you can go to controls. You got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, turn the mirror dimmer off. That's how I know it's on. It's red like that. Heated seats, steering wheel, all that good stuff. Right here is your phone, Bluetooth. Again, if you use the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, Bluetooth is separate. It's not going to be the same thing. Yeah. And you go to settings, you can do the display and all that. So if you go to display, I showed them the other day, you can change it to like different kinds of displays.
He's the reason why I got the Hellcat in the back of in the back of mine. You know what I mean? That's the exact setup I got. I had no idea that you could do that. You know what I mean? What I would Dodge, if you guys are listening, since I have a Daytona edition, it would have been pretty dope if I could have had Daytona in the background. You know what I mean? So if you know anybody that work at Dodge, tell them instead of that Hell kitten right there, let me get Dodge. Let me get Daytona going across. You know what I'm saying, for the next model. I don't know, they might have done it in a wide body, we'll see.
Never know. Especially that Daytona edition.
Man. Yeah, exactly.
501 of those Daytona editions. Did you see the horsepower on it too? They upped it just a little bit.
What is it now?
707s for the Hellcat, as you all know. 717 for the Daytona editions.
Oh, that's
just 10 more horsepower.
Crazy.
It's a little bit more.
That makes a difference, though. You know what I mean? That makes a difference.
Now, moving on to the best part about every single Scatpack or Hellcat or anything above the Scatpack. My favorite thing is right down here where you can adjust the drive modes. You got your launch control. So let's just start off real quick. You got your parking sensors right here. You can turn that off. That's in the rear only. So when you're reversing, you put the car in reverse. It'll beep right down over here. You can see on the cluster. It does show that I'm close to it.
Yeah.
And if you listen closely, you can hear it beeping.
Absolutely.
Lets you know that you're too close. If you're listening to music, it will cut off the music. Some people don't like it. If you don't like it, hit that. It's off now. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, gotcha.
Launch control, you hit this button right here. If you're over 500 miles, you can do the launch control. If you're not, you're gonna have to stick with what's on the cluster right here and just do that 0 to 60 timer until you hit over 500, and you can click that, and then you can actually see. It'll show you what RPMs you can set it to, and it'll tell you on the cluster, hold the brake, hold the gas, and then let go and do all that good stuff.
Exactly. Now we got, you know, this is my favorite section is the drive modes. And you know what, real quick, do me a favor, hit that race options real quick. Launch control.
There it is.
Yep, so that's what launch control will look like, guys. You can play with the RPMs and stuff like that. But when you try, if you were to try and activate launch control in this car, with it not being at the 500 mile mark, it would not activate for you. It will not let you. And what he just showed you was the, yeah, see, it's launch control unavailable. Tell him on the cluster. So he just, the second tab he went to, hit that again. That's line lock. That's what we in the Mopar world call the perfect burnout button. Man. You know what I mean? So what happens is when you activate line lock, now that's unavailable too because it's under the 500 mile mark. So what happens is you hit that, then it's gonna tell you to press OK on the actual steering wheel. And when you press OK, it's gonna tell you, well, first you gotta apply the brake first, and then it'll tell you to press OK. And then it's gonna tell you to, you know, full accelerator or whatnot, and then you can let the brake go and start giving it gas, and it'll start, you know, to do the perfect burnout. Exactly. So the car locks the front wheels and it leaves the back ones unlocked so you can burn out. So go back to the drive modes though, man. Oh, real quick before we start this, guys, I just want to show you a little something. So when you go back to your apps right here, I meant to talk to you guys about the performance pages real quick before we get into that. The performance pages, what's neat about this is it lets you see dyno, it lets you see your 0 to 60, all the different types of timers, the G-force. I mean, literally, you could have it on this screen. So this is the home screen right here. If I want to leave it on this, that's what I want to see. Now, if I want to change it, I can go to here and click what I want to add to it. Gotcha. This one, I can change it to what I want to do to it. I can see the different things. So right here, you got your dyno. It lets you see, you know, and when I press the gas, it lets you, it goes up and down. If y'all was in this car, it just shook from side to side. It's amazing. G-force, I mean, it literally lets you see everything. The PSI right here, man. Yeah, oil temp, oil pressure, doggone your coolant temp. You know what I mean? It tells you your battery voltage. And that's everything. A good battery voltage, guys. Whenever it's like 14.1, 14.0, 14.2, you're good. If it's anything higher or lower, you might want to go get that. Yeah, get it checked out. You know what I'm saying? So I always let you know, Ben always tells you guys about that battery performance. You know what I mean? Because that 14.1 to 14.2 is the perfect range. So make sure you check yours, you know, very so often. Exactly. So right here you can see your 0 to 60, your 1/8, and your quarter mile. You can do all that to see exactly what kind of miles per hour you reach and the timer that you hit on it. It's, I mean, guys, you don't understand. You can save it. You can, you got your last, your best, your current. I mean, it's, they really went all out. This is the perfect track car, you know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff is data that you would have to install a laptop to be able to read from the PCM in the car, you know what I mean? But a lot of this stuff, it gives you right there on the performance pages. So drive modes is one of the things that you could hit to get to that page that we just showed you. But another one is, which I don't really understand why you would ever go here and do all that. It's too much work. It's easier to just click this. But you can click SRT mode and it'll take you straight to the screen. To it. Yeah, gotcha. So with that auto setup, you can well, that's basically what it comes with, you know what I mean, to be basic on everything. Now you can adjust that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want your auto to be all street, all sport, or all track, you know what I mean, you can have it set up like that, as you saw Ben adjusting a couple of those things, you know what I mean? So, but a lot of things are locked on this car until it reaches the 500-mile mark, you know what I'm saying?
Even in auto mode? Because I know.
So what happened when you just hit?
So if you try to hit this, it says unavailable in auto mode. So you have to do it in custom. So you were right though, in a way, in a sense, because you can change the steering from track.
But you can't change that transmission.
You can't change transmission, traction, or you can change the paddle shift if you want. But everything else, only this you can change.
Gotcha. Now, see, you guys, I'm learning something else about my car by doing a review on this car. You know what I mean?
So real quick, we'll start right down here. You got your eco mode right here. You hit that. It saves you gas. It's not as loud. It's not as fast. But guys, I mean, you got to realize, yeah, it's fun to have a car like this. Yeah, you're gonna want to do track mode and all that. But there's gonna come a time where you're like, I'm going through gas like crazy. Like every other day, I'm filling up this tank. You're gonna want to try to do some eco mode, especially when you're commuting to work and back and all that. Just try to save as much gas as you can. If you can, if not, then that's on you. Average 10 miles to the gallon. Do what you got to do.
Exactly. Because me, throughout the week going to work, I try to stay in eco mode as much as possible to preserve that gas.
It's still a car. I mean, it still drives really,
it still sounds amazing, and it's still fast in eco mode. So don't get it twisted. Just when you get on the highway, it drops 4 to 8 cylinders, and you can get great gas
8 to 4
mileage.
cylinders. 8 to 4 cylinders.
It drops 8. Yeah, drops 8 to 4 cylinders. My bad. It drops 8 to 4. So yeah.
Valet mode. Now this is really, really cool because if you click this right here, I'm not gonna do it, but it will limit your performance of the vehicle. Meaning you can't go over a certain horsepower, can't go over a certain RPM, and the speed limit, like how fast the miles per hour. I mean, you can still. I believe you can still pretty fast, but it's just. Guys, I wish I could explain to you how it feels to drive in a valet mode Scatpack.
It sucks.
It really sucks. I had a guy one time bring in his Scatpack to get a sunroof put in it through one of these people. Yeah. And he put it in valet mode. When I turned it on, I drove it and I was like, what in the world? And I look down and I go to the performance pages. I hit drive modes and he was in valet mode. Yeah. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah. And so like if you're worried about that kid that you're about to give your car to, like that 19-year-old boy that you pull up with Scatpack, and it's like, oh my god. That in that case, you gonna pull up the valet mode, hit your wife's birthday, your wife's anniversary, your daughter's birthday, son's, whatever the case may be.
Something you'll remember.
Something you and only you, or maybe your significant other, will know that only they can get out of and nobody else can.
Exactly.
Let's start with the different kind of drive modes. So custom. Custom is nice. I like custom. Yeah. The reason I like custom is because I can set the transmission to track, the steering to track, but I can leave the traction control on street. Yeah. The reason I like street is because this traction control stays on. Yeah. If I put it on sport or track, the traction control comes off because it's made for, to going really fast.
And being able to do burnouts at the line and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
That's mainly what I like to run in custom. However you guys want to run custom is up to you, however you want to do it. Gotcha. Sport mode, everything's in sport. Track mode, everything's in track. Now, in terms of, well, what is track, what is sport, what does all this mean? Street. So when you're driving street, it's more or less like the RPMs act like really nice. They're like you're driving a regular old sports car, like nothing crazy, nothing fast. Sport mode, we all know what sport mode does. If you're driving an RT, the RPMs really like, it takes a while for the car to shift. It's faster, it sounds a little bit louder. Now, the Daytonas, the Scatpacks, and all that above, you have track mode in them. Yeah, buddy. What track mode does is, for one, it gets significantly louder. The engine, the exhaust, everything gets significantly louder. The way that the car shifts, it takes a little bit longer to shift, but when it does, it's very aggressive, very fast, and it feels fantastic. And of course your traction control is going to be off because you're in that track mode. Yeah, it lets you take it up to the higher RPMs or whatnot, but the crazy thing is it gets to those higher RPMs so freaking fast, you know what I'm saying, that you would think it's quick shifting, but if you actually look at your RPMs, it's actually going all the way up there to the top of the RPM range. And man, that track, you better hold on to what I call the oh hell bar, which is right there on the side. You hold on to that, you know what I mean, because you're gonna definitely need it. Yeah, but definitely, guys. So it was so funny. Me and my girlfriend, when I was in the car the other day, showing her the Scatpack, I pulled out the gas station, and when I did, it was in track mode. I hit it, and we got to 60 so quick. I know how fast it gets to 60. Yeah. But she looked over. She was like, "How the heck did we get to 60 so fast?" So that's the Scatpack. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I don't understand how crazy this car is, man. Exactly. And what's nice about this one is, this is the I don't even want to say base model because it's not really a base model Scat Pack.
Yeah.
But it is a base model Scat Pack in terms of what is in this car.
Yeah.
You do have a universal garage remote opener right here, so if you want to link up to your garage and whatever the case may be, you got 1, 2, and 3. So if you got a 3-car, 2-car, 1-car garage, you hook it up. You don't have to keep the remote in your car. You just hit this button, garage opens up.
Absolutely.
Now, when you do go higher in trim level, so there's the RT Scat Pack, there's the RT Scat Pack Plus, and there's the SRT Scat Pack.
Gotcha.
The RT Scat Pack, the one we're currently in, it's a little not loaded. You can get an RT Scat Pack with a little more options in it, possibly standard navigation, pretty much. I mean, maybe a different kind of sound system. Usually it's only the Alpine.
Yeah.
You might have blind spot sensors, but usually when you go higher in it, you get the RT Scat Pack Plus.
Absolutely.
The Plus is a really, really nice one. The reason I say that is you can get suede right here,
the
and leather on the
Alcantara,
the Alcantara. So I mean, if you wanted to, what's nice is the Plus group, you can get the available option of getting the red suede with the black leather on the outside.
Yeah, that's
and that
crazy.
is free with the Plus group.
Oh,
if you get
wow.
the Plus group, you can get that option for free.
Man, I should have known that. I'd have got me some red guts in my car, man.
If you ever want to do that. So with the Plus group, you really do get everything. You get a lot of different things. You get the blind spot sensors, you get the standard nav, you get the cooled seats, you get the heated seats.
I think that does that one come with the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control? Oh, that's just a Daytona one.
So no, I maybe, but the next one, the SRT Scat Pack, I know for sure. With the Plus group, it may or may not have the adaptive cruise control. I don't even know if they make SRT Scat Packs anymore. I know they used to back in the day, so it might not be even an option anymore. It might just be a regular Plus group type of thing. But when they were making the SRT Scat Packs and all that, you got the SRT steering wheel right here, and you did have adaptive cruise control right here. And I mean, it was loaded to the T.
Everything, yeah.
But I do not know if they still do that. If not, then again, Plus group, you can get all that, the adaptive cruise, the forward collision warning. You can get it loaded absolutely to the T. Of course, the price is going to differ on that. Like I said, this is more of a base model. This is the cheapest you can get a Scat Pack right now is $41,000. I know that sounds expensive, guys, but you got to think about it.
What you got?
Exactly. When you're looking at a car with more in it, 46, 48, 49, depending on the wheels and the tires and all that, you get plus. Not to mention, I was telling him earlier, this month right now, currently right now, is the best time to buy a RT, a Scat Pack, a Hellcat, whatever the case may be. There's a big, like, kind of rebate event going on. It's for horsepower. The more horsepower a car has, the more rebates you get. For example, right now, this one's like, the MSRP on this one is $41,000. After rebates and all that, you're coming down to about 35 some before taxes and all that. Y'all don't understand. Usually rebates on these, on a Scat Pack, is $1,750.
Wow. That's it.
That's it. $1,750.
Yeah.
We're taking almost $6,000 off a Scat Pack.
That's crazy,
guys. If you ever are wanting a Scat Pack, you've been curious about getting one, but you're worried about the money, you want to save as much as possible, this is the best time to buy one in terms of savings. Because I know for a fact there'll never be more rebates than the one that we currently have. Again, I'm sure they'll come back with this kind of like event with rebates and all that, but I do not believe there will ever be another kind of bigger rebate event than this one that's currently going on.
Yeah, absolutely. When you can come and get a Scat Pack and end up walking out the door below the sticker, the MSRP, you know what I mean? That's always a good day. So
exactly. I mean, that you really can't beat that. And if you're upside down, even if you're upside down $5-6 grand,
you can get right.
Guys, you good because you got the rebates in there to kind of wash out that negative equity. So just kind of think about it. I've had a person trade in their 17 Camaro RS. They traded it in. It held its value. They had good miles on it, and they bought the car at whatever the price was. They literally walked out the door at about $41,000 or $42,000.
That's crazy. That's bananas. But that's what's up, though. You know what I mean? That's all a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get that good salesman that can go and make sure that you're good to go and take care of you or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, man, and I'm currently in the back of the car, and there's a lot of room back here, guys. So what I'm gonna do, as always, I'm gonna give you some of that good B-roll with some of that good music, so you can check out the inside of this car. And we're gonna actually, but before that, we definitely got to step outside and look under the hood real quick, and look at this massive engine. So we're gonna do that, coming right up, and then we're gonna get that good B-roll with that good music. All right, guys, so we are looking at the engine bay of this amazing 2019 Charger RT Scat Pack Edition. Of course, it is powered by SRT, so you got the 6.4 liter V8, and that's what gives this car the amazing sound that it has. You got your air box right here, you got your fluids. It's very, I would say, build friendly. You know what I mean? You can get in here, and of course, you don't see a battery in here like most of the new Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeeps because they're trying, you know, they're pulling them out of here, but you can jump the car from right here. The battery is actually in the trunk. So it's all motor in here. You know what I mean? All motor in here. This engine, 485 horses, 475 pound-foot of torque. I mean, it's gonna snatch you and everything in it down the highway. But they have an amazing setup on this car, so that like we were looking at the different drive modes, so you won't lose it, you won't get out of control, but you'll go from A to Z as fast as you can get to from A to Z. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to step up there and spend, you know, the money for the Hellcat or the Daytona or, you know, the Red Eye, then you can get this Scatpack, and you will have the exact same engine that's in the Daytona. And you know, man, it's a step up from the 5.7 regular RT. So guys, this car is amazing, and now it's time for me to give you all that amazing B-roll footage in 3, 2, yeah, that 2, not like that, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, so we just got done with this amazing review on this Sublime Green 2019 Scatpack RT Scatpack, however you want to say it, Dodge Charger down here at Wolfchase, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Bartlett, Tennessee. You can see their info on the screen right there in front of you. And being it, they need to get a hold of you. What must they do?
321-945-0733. Again, 321-945-0733. It's going to be right here. Don't play around, guys. Come on. Like I said, it's the best time of the month to go buy one. There's plenty of other cars out here. Let's get you a car. Come on now.
Exactly. So if you guys want a Scatpack, if you want an RT, if you want a Daytona, if you want a Hellcat, if you want a Red Eye, this is the perfect time to get it. So now, as always, you guys know, after I review these cars, I got to go see what they do. And you know, by me being in the family of the Charger, I've never driven a Scatpack before. I have a Daytona, but I've never driven a Scatpack. So we're about to lay foot to accelerator in this one right here, and we're gonna see what she do. All right, we up out of here.